Hello, and thank you for joining me today on this video titled Advocacy as part of the Breaking the Cycle Starting Conversation series. Advocacy is defined as promoting and defending another person's rights, needs, and interests. So what exactly does an advocate do? An advocate does many things, including listening, helps provide information, talks through options, provides support, and provides answers to questions and/or concerns. It's important to remember that advocates do not judge or make decisions regarding another person. Now that you know what advocacy is and what an advocate does, let's talk about why advocacy is important. Advocacy is important because it helps individuals to be heard on things that are important to them. It helps individuals become more involved in decisions regarding their own lives. It influences laws and policies. It helps for better understanding for an individual and others. It promotes problem solving. It promotes available resources and services. It allows individuals to expand and increase their knowledge. And lastly, advocacy empowers individuals. At this point, you may be wondering when you will need to be an advocate. The answer to that is anytime someone has a problem and needs help finding a solution. Let's reflect. Take a few minutes to answer the reflection questions. Think of a time where you have been an advocate. How would you describe the situation? At the time, did you know you were being an advocate? You can now pause the video to take a few minutes to answer the reflection questions. Now, let's talk about how you can be an advocate for yourself. To begin being an advocate for yourself, you want to build your self-esteem and self-confidence. By doing this, you will feel more assertive. Remember, no one knows you better than you. To prepare, you want to prep and expand your knowledge. Think of questions you may want to ask. You want to learn the necessary skills that may be needed. These skills could include effective communication, motivation, empathy, self-awareness, and many more. Lastly, you want to learn how to address and cope with stigma. Now, let's discuss how you can be an advocate for others. When advocating for another person, you want to be a good listener. Always try to practice active and reflective listening. You want to be supportive. Remember, to be kind and helpful while showing empathy. Make sure that you have the correct information. And by doing this, you want to expand your knowledge by educating yourself if you're unfamiliar with the topic. Use effective communication. Remember to exchange ideas, thoughts, opinions, knowledge, and data. And just like you would advocate for yourself, you also want to practice the necessary skills. As an advocate, you can advocate for many things. Before we wrap up, we're going to review a few examples of what advocacy can look like. One example is, you can start a social media campaign on an issue that's important to you. Another example is joining peer support networks or becoming a peer mentor. You can also join or start a club related to an issue that affects your peers. For example, student council or clubs related to diversity or even mental health awareness. Lastly, you can collaborate with your school's teachers, administration, and your peers to integrate topics you want to advocate about into the school day. To wrap up, let's reflect. Are there any other types of advocates that you can think of? Are there specific advocates that you know in your community? Why do you consider these individuals advocates? Stay connected with Breaking the Cycle by visiting our website below. This video was made through the Breaking the Cycle program, an initiative of the Adventure Group that is focused on bringing awareness to and preventing adverse childhood experiences and their negative impacts by working with children, families, schools, and communities. Breaking the Cycle and its related materials, including this video, are made possible by the Claude Worthington Benedum Foundation.